Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. We are excited to get to spend lunch with you today. And we are here today with Arita. And Arita is going to share some great information with us on PowerPoint, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. We're excited to learn. PowerPoint can sometimes, feel overwhelming. So I'm really glad you're helping us with this. And it's amazing what PowerPoint can be used for. We have a neighbor who wanted to go on a trip with her friends, and her parents said no. And she went and put together a PowerPoint presentation of all the reasons why, the cost, and everything. So we think of PowerPoint in a work environment, but PowerPoint can be used for many, many things, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as usual, if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. We'll make sure we get them answered. And Arita, take it away and give us some great information today.
Sure. Thank you very much, Trish, for that introduction. I'm just going to dive right in. So, a lot of work goes into creating well designed PowerPoint slides. Unfortunately, many of the millions of slides that are created every day are hard to read and understand. And in fact, they barely engage the audience at all. Slides should provide a visual aid that supports the discussion, holds the audience's attention, and makes it easy for them to understand the content being delivered. Slides should help summarize and emphasize information, clarify examples, and visualize data, plus so much more, as Trish had said. Though there is one golden rule: slides should not detract from you, the presenter. You want them to be simple, concise, and impactful. But let's dive in. We're going to find out why. A brief introduction about myself. My name is Arita Mugoba. I am an American member serving with Tech to Elevate in Ambridge, Beaver County as a digital coach. I am passionate about digital inclusion and working with the community to ensure that everyone has access to technology. Before we begin, there are few really important and easy to implement tips that make a difference in your slide design. Uh, you must first understand your audience. Who are you talking to? Where will they be viewing your presentation from? How will they do it? Consider this before beginning the design. The slides should represent you or your company or your brand, but they should also be visually appealing to your audience so that they can relate to the information or the message, and stay engaged throughout the presentation. Now, let's go to our first tip: visualize your data. Presenting numbers and data can be a challenge, as we all know. For one, it's probably not the most exciting topic. And second, if you put a lot of data on your slide, the audience is going to be busy reading the slide instead of paying attention to you. Visualizing your data is very key because at a glance, somebody can be able to see what you're trying to communicate. Here's an example. A slide like this encourages the audience to read and try to make sense of the data. Their attention is going to be on what is on the slide and not what you're trying to say. Instead, you could present it like this. Already, from the title of the slide, the audience can get the critical information. The supporting charts make it easy to interpret the slide. The important thing here is that you guide the eyes to the most important topics and avoid distractions on the slide by having too many information. This brings me to my next tip. Do not clutter or use the entire white space that you have. And we're going to discuss this further. White space refers to the space between the content and the slide. As you can see, the sparkles and the stars around the slide. Sometimes we feel the urge to make use of every little space available to us on the slide. We plaster it with so much information and visual elements, but is it It isn't always necessary. If you throw too much on the screen, you get a cluttered page that's unattractive. So you can compare to the page that we saw previously and this page. It gets it so difficult to read because there's so much information and it takes out from what's important. People get frustrated when information is bombarded on them, and you're going to lose their attention while they're trying to just figure out what are you trying to say, what's on the screen, trying to read instead of actively listening to you. White space is also important because it creates separation between the objects on your slide, and it focuses the eyes on the message and what you really want to get across. It's also for the viewers, it's quite calming for the viewers to just, I'm having so much space. As you can see from this Google slide, the message is just there. When you look at it, you just see the message. There's no much too distractions, not too much info and graphics. The Google is just there. That's what you see, and that's the idea. You don't have to use all the space around it to give information. Just focus on what's important, prepare so that even as you're talking to your clients or the people who are participating, you can be able to they can be able to listen to you as well as look at what is visually being presented to them. Because it's eye catching, and once they look at it and listen to you, they can internalize the content. And don't get me wrong, white space doesn't have to be white. White space can be any solid color or even a blurred background. It just means that there's no other content or design around the screen. As you can see from this video, Apple is a master when it comes to applying these concepts. It creates that feeling of luxury and puts the product in focus. So when you're designing a PowerPoint slide, don't create slide like this with too many colors and it takes away too many visuals, too many colors. That takes away really from it takes the viewer's eyes from what's important, and the viewers will be all over the place trying to figure out what color is this, what are you trying to say. Now, instead, remember a few key rules. Keep the slide background clean. Use a font size that is big enough with generous spacing. If you can't fit all your text this way, as you can see from the slide, it's probably too much text. So it comes down to less is more. Give the element on your slide some breathing room. This way, the eyes land straight on the main message, and the slide is going to have a greater impact. On to a third tip. Utilize PowerPoint design ideas. The design ideas is a new feature on Microsoft 365 that is powered by Microsoft AI. You can find it on the Home tab, which, as we know, is the prime real estate in any office product. So what does it do? Let's say we have this rather an inspiring slide about some timeline, and we want to make it more visually appealing. If you click on the design up here, it will make several suggestions like this, or this one is nice too. And immediately, by just clicking on a button, you have a much improved version of the slide. Or if you work with images on your slide, design ideas can convert these uncropped pictures into a neatly organized slide automatically for you, as you can see here. It does not seem to like bullet points that much. So if it sees slides like this, it will suggest a more visual version of the slide. You can exchange the icons or the colors as you like. If you have poor design skills, like a lot of people I know, or if you're just in a hurry, then design ideas can definitely give you a good start. On to our fourth rule of thirds. In photography and cinematography, there is a basic guidelines about how a shot should be composed. It's called the rule of thirds. This also applies to PowerPoint slides. Let me show you how. Here, we have a slide with an image and text. Let's see how we can improve it. The rule of thirds basically divides the canvas into 3 horizontal rows and 3 vertical columns. The lines intersect at these 4 points. Guess what these points are called? PowerPoints. What are the odds? The rules say that the key elements of these slides should be placed to run along these lines. So let's position the image like with this on the PowerPoint and the text boxes along these lines. Let's compare them side to side with the first one and get to see, what do you think? I think most people will go for the second one because it's more visually appealing. An easy way to apply the rule of thirds in PowerPoint is by using the guides. So you click on the guides, just go to the view tab and check the box next to the guides. You can add an horizontal and vertical guide to create the grid. Give the rule of third. The grid will give you where you need to place your picture and give you an idea of where you should be able to put your words so that it creates that balance. I think you should give it a try, and once you do, you'll get to see a difference in the quality of pictures that you produce, or rather the quality of slides. By creating a template and applying these design principles, the 4 design principles that we've talked about, you'll develop a foundational of the overall design that you'd like. You just put your content in every slide as we have discussed, and it will convey all the information that you desire to convey to your audiences. It's simple, right? If you'd like to have more tips and more information about how to create good PowerPoint design, or you'd like any tech support, the digital coaches at Tech to Elevate are always dedicated and ready to assist you with all the needs. Just sign up with our email and the phone number below, and we'll be able to support you with any technological questions that you have, any support to your strategy, any digital needs that you may have, any questions. We are found at the Ambridge Library, at the Blasco Library, and the library in Aluquipa. Thank you very much, and we are open for questions.
Good. Rita, great information. I never knew the word PowerPoint came from that. That's an amazing new find for today.
Yeah.
And I love that you shared some of the best practices for doing a presentation. When someone puts up a slide with tons of words on it, I'm not focusing on anything they're saying because I'm trying to read, right? You're reading what's on the slide, so you're not even hearing what they're saying. So I love the examples that you gave and how we could potentially, give better presentations by limiting what's on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's so much when it comes to PowerPoint, but I just thought about picking the most basic things that people can use to be able to present and create better PowerPoints. And as I said, for more details, you can always reach out to us and we can be able to assist you as much as we can.
Sure, I love that. And it will be one-on-one help. So if someone's like not sure what to do with this or what the best way is to do that, they're going to be able to get help for their specific presentation.
Absolutely.
Even if it's to build your vacation, beg your parents for a vacation, right?
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Marita, thank you for the awesome information. This is recorded, so hopefully we'll get many more people interested in building PowerPoints in a way that works for everyone.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff. Thank you, Arita. We'll see you guys all next week.
All right. Bye.